the scales help that much. So the thing is, a scales with blade makes you go really infinite with Broodscale. It's good with Ballista. It's good with the blade of the Bloodchief. I think it's good enough. But I just kind of want to get weird and try it today. And then one thing is, it's like we're like, okay, so we don't have that many things for scales, but the thing is, like, our deck feels like it has a lot of air because it has a lot of card draw. So it's a weird dynamic, right? Where we have 11 card draw spells, but these are going to dig us for the things that scales is good with. I just think that scales Ballista is like seems pretty nice, and then with the Cauldron plan. Yeah, dude, don't at me with Gyre Sage. I've tried too many times to register Gyre Sage. Okay, 2 more sideboard cards. Probably too many Haywire Mites to really care about Force of Vigor that much. I like that we have these in the main as like protection spells, so I don't really feel like I want to be sideboarding too many protection spells. If you're going more on artifact stuff, you probably want Zabazing Moth. Yeah, I mean, of course, but I think I kind of just don't want to be that in on the artifact stuff, which is why we're not playing those. I think just playing a ton of basic forest also seems just good with all the blood moons around. Yeah, Veil of Summer could be kind of nice. There's a lot of Dimir. We could play 3rd Boseiju as like 1 extra like Belcher card. Pick your poison. I mean, we have all these Haywire Mites. I don't know if I care about the card Murktide Regent that much. We have the Haywire Mites for Zoo. Yeah, I think Dismember could be a nice tool, though. Alright, let's get weird. We do have a land. We do have the combo. I'm going to mulligan the 1-lander, though. Keep this on the draw. Let's put back 2nd Basic Forest. Malevolent Rumble worth including? Yeah, we have 4 of them in there. Is Gardens too mana intensive to include? Yeah, I thought about playing some Gardens. I just kind of want to play a lot of Basic Forest with all the Blood Moons out of Boros, but it's a conversation, I think. Okay, so against what is probably Belcher. I guess I grab the Cauldron. I could maybe be better against Tamashi, and then I'm going to try to... maybe I should have just led on the Saga to grab Mite. Stoneblade decks have vanished. I'm just not paying attention. No, you're paying attention. They have been not a player in this format for a long time, unfortunately. So I kind of want this Ballista in the yard for the Agatha Soul Cauldron. Yeah, let's take the Zabaz. In the next turn, we can either play the Ring or we can play Scales, Cauldron, Zabaz. Scales, Cauldron, Zabaz sounds a bit better since we're going to be in a spot where my opponent probably has a piece of counter magic up, so like playing some of these is good. Why does Oofstedo play? I sometimes play an Oof in like my green creature toolbox decks. Have I ever played Savage Summoning? Unfortunately, I am of the impression Savage Summoning is quite unplayable. There's like almost no reason to play it over Veil of Summer. Right, so that's their flare target. Sorry, we knew about the flare. This is kind of the more important one to resolve. Maybe I should have led on the Zabaz next, but this is kind of the more important one. This also we also pay 1 for their counter unless you pay 1 card. But this lets me like Agatha Soul Cauldron Haywire Mite to just kill Belcher over and over again. So they do choose to shoal. Yeah, I guess I don't see much reason to use my spawn yet. Let's just chill. I might get to like resolve a ring through Jawari Disruption, which is the name of that card. I still like mean to playtest Cassandra. Okay, my opponent's just gonna hold up counter magic. I'm just gonna make a Saga token, by the way. But Cassandra, the Assassin's Creed card that just puts a equipment into play, or you know, the Spear of Leonidas. I'm kind of interested in trying that card out. Yeah, I want to get the Haywire Mite off the next one to maybe surprise them a little bit. And then you can do some good stuff with the blade. Very interesting that they would cast this and not play a land for turn. I am confused. Again, does seem like they're just holding up counter magic. Let's just make some sagas this time. Haywire Mite, though. Don't need to hold up the Haywire Mite. I think I can just equip here and then make it seem like I don't want them to block the Zabaz, but I do want them to block the Zabaz. Okay, a little bit less if my construct gets sunk. Might have grabbed Mite to play around where Belchelester worked out. Yeah, that's true, but the thing is they missed their lands, so like they have to go untap land or Belcher, but maybe it was fine. Hopefully go with 18 months, they welcome back. There's Tamashi, no Lotus or artifact in the yard though. War is looking kind of scary. There's another copy of Blade of the Bloodchief. There's also a Boseiju. The Stone Rain is like kind of majestic here. So I guess in order to keep up the green mana for the Haywire Mite, which now that they have Tamashi the Whir is a bit more concerning. Although I guess there's like not much we can even really do about it, huh? But I'm going to go ahead and just pump for one and then Stone Rain them. Yogi with the 21 months, thank you, welcome back. This would to make it where a Whir would represent, let's see, so 3 and then plus 6, 9, plus 2 more, 11. So yeah, maybe not that relevant. Our matchups have been so weird today. I feel like my play has been so all over the place, but it's like the games we're playing are just all so weird.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
Nordic Resto, yeah, for the Moxfield, thank you. Opponent suspends a Lotus Bloom. You're all land, thank you, Horizon Canopy. Another Blade. Okay, so they are Hellbent. We have some outs to kill them next turn. Mostly a Ballista or a Cauldron. Okay, so I can Evolution Witness. I can adapt to return a permanent from my graveyard to my hand. Don't really see how this... Okay. I guess what's better probably is to move the Blade of the Bloodchief over here. And then I could return the Boseiju after they chump block. So I'm going to update the Moxfield in a second. 1 damage short of killing them with the Ballista. I mean, I just don't really know how we are not going to be dead to Whir. But it seems like the only real interaction we have is the Boseiju. Return Cauldron and win. Shoot. Sorry, chat. This is why I'm banned from the Hardened Scales Discord. I guess we can do that this turn. No. So I guess what I can do is sacrifice Haywire Mite, target Blade of the Bloodchief. Stack the triggers to where my Evolution Witness resolves first. Then grab back Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Cauldron the Ballista and win. Oh yeah, also lethal with Pendelhaven. Sorry, it's always so tough when I'm like playing a super complicated game and I'm updating the Mox field and everything. Okay, Evolution Witness is sick. I know like Matt's off of it in his list. Maybe it makes more sense in this deck. Maybe it's not like optimal. Look, fun to play the card. Not a very pretty game one, but we won. Gonna bring a needle. Gonna bring a needle. Don't know how many more Haywire Mites I want. I know I'm not gonna want the Shadowspear. The One Ring seems probably quite bad. Yeah, I don't know. We just played so many Crypt of Academe decks. I wasn't exactly feeling it. And the Mites are probably good enough. Let's bring in 2 and 3 out of the 4 total. So double tap land. Hey, I'm going to mulligan, I think. So another repast. No Needle, no Boseiju. His hand has a Boseiju at least. Keep this one. Let's put back a repast. Repast. Ballista. So spins a Lotus Bloom. Oh, there was 2 Lotus Blooms. It's pretty scary. It means that me Boseijuing means I'm still dead to a Belcher. So at this point, let's probably play into Boseiju a Lotus Bloom. Guess we're taking the Broodscale. We'd also take the Saga. Yeah, let's take Saga. Saga for Needle is just so good against them, and if I'm right that the Boseiju is going to slow them down for a turn, then this... So I could go next turn Boseiju, Lotus Bloom. At that point, if they don't have land, it's untapped land, they could cast Belcher, not play Belcher, and then we can Needle the Belcher. Doesn't work if they have Belcher untapped land, so we would have to like draw something. Okay, seems like this is the play. Did I pick a deck for the challenge? I mean, the Rakdos deck has been really crazy. I'm like pretty locked in on that one. We're like 21 and 4 overall with it, so it's, you know, challenge time. Their lands are 50-50 tapped versus untapped. Okay, there's a trainer. They reveal a Jawari Disruption. Is this infinite next turn? Yeah, with the Ballista we can make infinite power. Pithing Needle, its name Goblin Chart Belcher. I'm gonna go ahead and just play my Broodscale. Not play my Gemstone Caverns is bad against double Jawari Disruption, I guess, but I think I want to be able to Stirrings into Urza Saga potentially. And here, if they want a Jawari Disruption, sack the Bloom, that's okay with me. Alright, let's take another Boseiju over second copy of Blade of the Bloodchief, play a Gemstone Caverns, and pass to my opponent. Is this Seagate Restoration, maybe? Kicking a Thundertrap Trainer. What's kind of funny about this is, like, the 1/1 is kind of bad against my Blade of the Bloodchief. They reveal a Seagate Restoration. Didn't they put the Jawari's land? Oh, sorry, I did miss that they did. And they find a Whir of Invention. I wonder if they're on the Portable Hole tech. The Portable Hole tech is pretty good. But maybe I can. But they know I have Boseiju, so like we have counterplay to that. I'm gonna go ahead and just play X equals 2. This is better against Spell Snare. Also, next turn I can go equip the Blade of the Bloodchief, ping the trainer, grow the Ballista by a counter, attack for 2, and then if they double block, it's I guess bad for me. Scales will be really fun. We played the new Sultai deck on stream. I was 3-0 off stream. We went into a 3-0, and then we probably went like 1-4 on stream today. So there's a Belcher. Okay, this Rumble is actually a great top deck. Might get snared though. Yeah. pretty bad. So my opponent goes Whir. Yeah, if they go Whir for Portable Hole, it's not so bad for me because I could just Boseiju the Charbelcher, so I don't think I need to really... I don't think I need to hold up the Boseiju this turn. So you're going to Whir for Lotus because they have a Tamashii. Yeah, this pretty much kills me. Because they can bounce the Sink and the Stupor and then bounce the Needle. The Tamashii is like just so good. Okay, let's go to game 3. We need to kill the Belcher now. They could have Sink. Well, they can't untap Sink. They have 5 mana or 4 mana? Maybe they had 5 mana. Yeah, maybe you're right. We might have a turn 3 kill here. Oh, they're just gonna get snared again. This is a good pickup. Let me bait the spell snare, I think. The fact this is just like such a fast combo deck that also just gets to play like so much interaction is crazy. All right, Belcher into their hand. Do you have a flare? We're going to want to see if this gets flared before we cast the Stirrings. They do have the flare. Okay. I don't know if I want the land or the Zabaz, of course. I think I'll take the Zabaz. Probably going to have a counterspell here. I think we want to be fighting through it. I'm going to go ahead and start off with another Stirrings. I would love to find another Saga to be able to Needle Tamashii, potentially. Instead, let's hit our land for turn. I don't think they're ever countering Zabaz. So I think I'd rather not get this Jawari disruptioned. They pitch a Bien Veil to a Shoal. If this gets disruption, that's okay. Sure. So it is Goblin Charbelcher mystery card. Now, one nice thing about this spot is that if they do have a Tamashii, they don't necessarily have white mana for it. Yeah, I think we should play the Broodscale. This way, if we can find Blade representing lethal. With like Rumbles and Blades, you just have so many outs. Okay, so they're worrying for another Lotus. So if this means if that mystery card is Tamashii, we're pretty cooked. Thankfully not. We draw a Rumble, so now we have a pretty reasonable chance of finding a Blade, although... so the Ballista makes that lethal. Oh, million spell snares. Steez with the 42 months. Thank you, welcome back. Appreciate you, my friend. My opponent is down to 9. Their hand is just a Belcher, and they're top decking. What is this? Upkeep stop. There's the Belcher. So I have no 1 mana card that disrupts this. Like, I can't Haywire Mite and get there. Yeah, I mean, it seems like I should just play Scales, play Ballista, and if they top deck Whir, Sink into the Stupor, or Tamashii, I lose, and I think I win against every other card. I guess Portable Hole also. They're sacking for white, so I guess we might not be dead to this because they're gonna Seagate Reborn. But they might not be able to. Oh wait, sorry, I can. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize I could kill the Tamashii. So let them have 2 extra mana. Don't have lethal in play anymore. Oh, so I guess I did have 1 out. I think it's just better to present lethal for next turn because they are top decking. I think this is going to be casting a Seagate Reborn. Okay, so they draw a bunch of cards. There's still a Needle on Goblin Charbelcher, and they no longer have a Bloom in play. They can hit their land drop. We have some avenue. I guess with the Ballista in our hand anymore, we can't go Blade, equip, kill. So we could top deck Blade, and then we can't activate the Broodscale. Adapting last turn sets up lethal this turn if we draw on a Scales another land. Yeah, but it's a little bit worse against, like, I guess thinking the super kills us anyways. Okay, they shotgun the Trainer. Adapt will put, 3 counters on it now that we have played the second Scales. Okay, so we can attack with the Broodscale. My opponent must chump block. Yeah, Cauldron would be lethal. Now we can play second lethal attacker. You know, this is adapt. Dot deck. Outside of Tamashi, I mean, even Tamashi, like, they have to have untapped white source. Tamashi kind of doesn't even do anything either. Okay, we do have a basic forest in play. So they have to have, what's that card called? Pitch a blue card, bounce a creature. That is a card that exists. Let them activate Tamashi last turn was rough. Yeah, yeah, it was. Wait, scale the Broodscale. Yeah, snapback. So yeah, I have seen that card in those lists sometimes. Dude, Belcher is scary. Belcher is really scary. So we're on the play against a Gigantha. I'm going to give this one a go. We lead on the Zabaz with the intention of potentially going Ballista on 0, Cauldron the Zabaz if they play like a Guide of Souls. Should have had a slash. Yeah, just, you know, it's not like a modern card, so, you know, haven't seen Grindstone in a while. Confused it with Millstone for a second. Yeah, I think it's a fun shell elk. Yeah, I did get to Undercity and former Belcher opponent one time. It was very fun. Tough Thoughtseize for them. They do choose the Cauldron, which probably is the right call. Dren. Not a bad top deck. Got the Shrine, Basic Mountain, Thoughtseize, Goblin Bombardment. Okay, so just Boros. Now I think that I want to be able to go Saga entering next turn. Play like a longer game. We'll see. One thing that's fun here is if my opponent can't sacrifice a creature to target my Ballista without first putting a counter on the Ballista, which stops it from dying to the bombardment ping, which they may not realize. So they're going to go with Johnny. Then sack, targeting the Ballista. So it seems like I need to kill the Ajani in response. I know you're modern only guy, but Foundations plus WotC, focus on standard, going to play the format. Yeah, I think I'll try some standard. I could have also pinged my own Zabaz, but yeah, then it still dies. I'll try some standard. Foundations is going to be modern legal, right? I guess I should ask that. I would certainly hope so. I've been under the impression that it will be. So you get to kill my Zabaz. It's okay though. We just get to slam the ring. Why wouldn't it be? I mean, I don't know. They're like it's kind of like a straight to standard set. I would think it would be, right? Okay, so we're 1 mana short of going off with Broodscale. They also could have a, you know, potentially a removal spell here, so let's just ring-a-ding-ding. It's the same as every other standard set. Well, I mean, Foundations is not the same as every standard set, right? It is kind of a weird one, isn't it? Okay, so we can Haywire Mite that Static Prison, maybe. Let's see what the rest of their turn looks like. Land Flage would be nice. Amtraptor into a... Hopefully not a creature. They hit a Flage. That Flage is fine. Foundations is essentially a core set. Yeah, I mean, I get that idea, yeah. But I was just kind of like, oh, they said not to cast Flage. That is an interesting choice. So let's go ahead and make this infinitely big. Always yes, always yield. Always yield. Yeah, we did see the new lava spike. Fortunately, can't do anything with the infinite colorless mana. Not right now, at least. Why not Rumble instead of Adapt? Oh, sorry, I guess Rumble was... Sorry, Rumble was just better because then we could have found win condition. I'm not very... This is the first time I've ever played the archetype. This is usually why we like to do the testing off stream, to not be making a lot of mistakes, but I'm probably playing a little too fast. Oh, they wanted to not give me back my ring if they cast the Flage. Makes sense. So they thought he's my Rumble. Then they Amped Raptor. They hit an Ocelot Pride off the Amped Raptor. They have not gained any life this turn, though. Okay, another copy of Rumble. So Shadowspear is lethal here. We might as well make a Construct since it's free, since we have infinite mana again. Second Blade would have given me 2 infinite power attackers, but they do have 2 blockers, so seems like we should be in the clear with our Shadowspear. Okay, going to game 2. Draw against Boros. I want the first Needle. I think I want the second Haywire Mite against Boros. Or against Mardu. Sorry, not Boros. Against Mardu, they don't always have the ring. I think they usually have ring. They have ring more often than they don't these days. They don't always have it, but they don't have Moon. Maybe just one is okay. Dismember could be correct on the draw. I think I'm just gonna submit this. I think like the Ballista plane is just so good against them. I kind of like Dismember against like Frog and Creature combo. I'm not playing Shadowspear regular Broodscale. I think I should. That would mean Matt is wrong. Matt's never wrong. I mean, I don't know. Matt changes builds a lot. I think the Spear is good. At least I think it's a lot better in this build than the Eldrazi build. Alright, I've clicked the keep button. I really want this to be a 7-card hand. Like the Cauldron, I think. Because I want to be able to potentially go Broodscale with Revitalizing Repast up. Can someone explain why the Witness is good here? Yeah, there's a combo. So if you have turned your Evolution Witness into a Walking Ballista with Agatha Soul Cauldron, and you have a Blade of the Bloodchief, you can return your sorry, the exercise kind of threw me off. You can return Ballista over and over. Trigger, so Ballista comes back, dies, triggers Blade of the Bloodchief, puts a counter, brings back Ballista over and over and over again. I don't know what I want here. Witness isn't very good right now. I'll just take the second ring. They have Thoughtseizes in their deck. They have Exercises. I don't know if I could joke. So Blade of the Bloodchief on Evolution Witness. Play Walking Ballista on 0. Walking Ballista dies. It triggers Blade of the Bloodchief. Ballista comes back to your hand. You can do that to make an infinitely big Evolution Witness, and you could also Cauldron your Witness to kill your opponent if the infinite power is not enough. How good is this deck killing without comboing? I mean, we've got Urza Saga and Walking Ballista in our deck, but we also just have the ring, which is, you know, nice. Right. So they've got 3 cards left. They have 4 cards in their graveyard, which means that a land gives them access to Flage. So let's play Broodscale with Repast up. And if they do go fetch land, Arena of Glory Flage, they'll target the Broodscale, we'll Repast, we'll block, and we'll only take 3. Although it'll probably die to the next Flage trigger next turn. My opponent has cast a Guide of Souls, which surprises me. Then they've played an Ocelot Pride. DJ with the 19 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Yeah, Fleshraker is good. I agree. Did Twitch update to playing as for sub viewers now? No, but it looks like you are unsubscribed to me. So I'm not sure what's going on. So now if we tap out for the Flage, we're in good shape. Yeah, I agree, Cody. I would not recommend subbing on mobile. Wait till you can get to a PC. Do not give Apple or Google the extra money. I think Apple takes more, but it's just so dumb that they take like $1 or $2. It's just bullshit. Both Boseijus already used. They both take 30. Okay, cool. I mean, not cool, but good to know. Shout out to all the Pick Your Poison fans, I guess. Let's go to game 3. So, I mean, Stony Silence is also good against Belcher. It is like a pretty good card at the moment. I'm going to bring in the extra stirring so we can dig for Boseiju more. I'm going to try to save Boseiju for Stony. We had a Mite. Well, Mite can't deal with Stony Silence. Okay, on the play. We have a Boseiju, so that's almost just good enough for me by itself. Love to draw Ballista here. I move Haywire Mite to my board and put Wastegate Battle Mage because I'm getting silenced often. That's pretty interesting. Is that better than playing the 3/4 that gets rid of any non-creature permanent? I'm sure there's like a pro cons list. I just haven't like thought it out. Take that down. Rapti? Exercise, okay. Guess we're gonna play this one tapped. Sorry, I should have exiled the exercise too, because of Flage. Do they have a creature? Pretty good creature. Probably not getting my Static Prison back anytime soon. Exile the exercise. New Scales. Yeah, I thought about Ravenous Squirrel. You'd have to somehow be more in on like the sacrificing token plan. I'm not really sure how you do that. Can't you evolution back the Boseiju? I can. I mean, I can't put a counter on it, but that could be a plan here. I think I might play out the Boseiju, so I have Repast up next turn. They have 4 cards in their hand. I kind of want them to cast Stony Silence, which is weird. Cast Flage would be potentially good too. Another copy of Static Prison. Targeting the Cauldron. So they have 3 cards in their hand now. 2 energy in the pool and 2 Static Prisons. Then they play a Goblin Bombardment. Kind of worried about... I don't want to Boseiju them and let them surveil into a creature to keep their Static Prisons. I guess the problem with playing Witness is that if they go removal spell, go Repast, they just Bombardment kill it. That might just be okay if that's their turn, though. Thought of getting anything... Have you thought of anything that Thief gets that Battle Mage doesn't? I don't... Well, just think it's a 3/4 instead of a 2/2. And they kind of hit all the same things. Oh, he has Planeswalkers. Johnny, yeah. It's true. Deck idea. Grixis artifacts with Daredevil, Emery, Tomio, and Anvil. Can we make it work? That's not really a deck idea, honestly. It's like Oni Cold Anvil is very bad in Modern, and so like that card isn't very good. I don't. You have to when you say Emery, you're also playing Asmo and like this whole plan. Like I would not play Anvil and Tomio in the same deck because they just kind of have too much tension, I should say. Yeah, I guess we respond, huh? They kind of have too much tension where Anvil's like an aggressive card and Tomio is a grinding card. Okay, so 2 cards in their hand. They gave me back a Hardened Scales. Oh my gosh. They also have Stony Silence in addition to all these exercises. Okay, I was just thinking Ballista would be a phenomenal draw. So if I play I think I need to play my land and play Ballista X equals 2. So that I can kill the Guide of Souls without it dying to bombardment. It does make me cold to Stony Silence, which I don't like, but I think just having the Ballista also be like a crazy threat seems very worth to me. Especially with just, I can just pay 4 mana, buff it, etc., etc. So 2 cards in there. I think they might have a Flage, but if they go Flage, just turn kill Ballista, then we get the Cauldron back to kill it. So they're gonna ping me for 1. They're not gonna gain any life. They're gonna go to 13. I'm gonna go to 15. Then we should. So maybe if I draw a creature, I should not play it out. Not that I did draw a creature, but maybe I should not play it out so that. Oh no! This is the stupid main phase. I don't actually get to exile the Flage. Oh, but I can respond to the fetch land. Yeah, they did miss the ping. So glad that wasn't a non-fetch land. No Stony Silence. No Stony Silence. No Stony Silence. Just a juicy J. So I guess I'm going to go Broodscale, exile Ballista, counter on Broodscale, or 3 counters on Broodscale, make a spawn so I can have the Saga token available. Why is it main phase? I kind of like them templating things in the main phase more in general. Like when you template the main phase, it lets you plan out your turns really intentionally, which I think is cool. And also to some extent by doing it main phase, I think in theory it speeds turns up because you're not like thinking about, oh, upkeep, what could I draw, all that stuff. You just have all that info. We'll see. So let's see if they get a Flage. No Flage. Okay, 2-0. Still learning the archetype here. Let's give this one a go. Wish I was on the play on the draw against the UCJ. Please ban Gigantha in December, please. I am so tired of Gigantha. Amazon Fire Stick does, yeah. Oh, I mean that makes sense. I have a Google TV. It does on Android-based smart TVs. Well, I have a Google one. Is that I guess not Android-based? They're gonna take my repast. Don't usually mind getting Thoughtseize on the draw when my opponent mulligans to 5. Oh, that's true. We can remove the counters, right? Sorry, I'm so sorry. Still a little sick. Much better than yesterday. Gigantha tells me to mulligan for Kozilek's return. Yeah, but then sometimes they're playing Storm and you're like, or Domain Zoo, and you're like, oh no. Mario said companions were a mistake. Yeah, I know. I guess companions were a mistake, but it's like, it's not that Umori and Lutri and Zerda and Gyruda are annoying me every day. It's just Gigantha that's annoying me every single day. So I don't want to play my Zabaz into Bowmaster, especially with it being known info. Let's just take another forest. Play drum. For now, some time ago, it was just Luris. Yeah, for sure. But it's like, I don't look at Gigantha and I'm like, all companions were a mistake. You know, I'm like, please go away. Please go away. So you did manage to play around the Bowman. Saga good, Ballista good. Ballista is part of my Evolution Witness combo plan. Annoyance is sufficient to beg for what's the action. Got it. Well, FT, Jegantha is also broken. This card is very unbalanced. I think it makes most matches of Modern much worse. Like, it is dumb that you lose games to this card really often. This card is much better with Arena of Glory. That was a big buff to Jegantha. It's broken that decks like Storm and Domain Zoo and Boros and Mardu can include this card with basically no deck building decisions. They get a free companion. This card is also broken in addition to being annoying. Broken and bannable. Got it. Okay, opponent refines a Static Prison. They go after the Scales, which is the wrong choice. Like the One Ring? Yeah, your One Ring is also a design mistake. Okay, so we win with this top deck, right? Oh no, because this is... Wait, I don't need to double green. Okay, so I go Broodscale, equip the Blade, Ballista on 0, infinite mana, play the Springleaf Drum out, move the Evolution Witness. Yeah, this should win. Jegantha is not broken in the same way that a card like the One Ring is, but Jegantha is pretty broken. You can do the Witness Loop too. Yeah, I know. That's the plan here. But this wins the game immediately. Because I get to go. So I make infinite mana. Then I move the Blade over to the Evolution Witness. Then I sack the spawn. Then I use that infinite mana to get back Ballista. Yeah, we don't need second green because we can move the Blade over to the Witness. And then sack a spawn. So this we need 25 mana. This combo is so easy to click through. Might be worth telling opponent they're dead. I mean, we're kind of face up here. I'm just going to show them. It's okay. So we move this over. Then get back Ballista. First saw this list, everyone was doubting Witness. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of doubting it too. I just kind of been wanting to play like Matt's deck with Hardened Scales for like the longest time, and then I just got really stuck on like, do you play normal scale stuff or do you do like the Witness stuff? And then I don't know. The Witness has definitely been looking good these 3 matches. My opponent also, if they had just been more familiar with the combo, they would have Static Prisoned the Blade instead of the Hardened Scales, and we would be playing a pretty different game right now. Okay, so we're playing against Mardu again. We just beat Mardu. Do we have any Mardu gamers in the chat? Are y'all all playing Stony Silence? Like, is this a stock? Is this stock in the archetype now? Sure hope not. Uncommon. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's try this again. I'm gonna go blow my nose. Be right back. Sony's also pretty good for what it's worth. Okay, let's keep people who are not playing Rings and Boros or Marty are playing Stony. Yeah, that makes some sense. One thing is it's like Stony. You want to bring it in against like Eldrazi. You want to bring it in against Belcher. Um, and so like those are matchups where your Stony Silences are just not that good. Or sorry, where your rings aren't that good, so you can board them out and bring them in. Maybe. All right, a lot of bricks on the rafter. Discharge. So maybe +5 energy. Why wouldn't you just play the ring? I mean, probably budget reasons at this point. Get ready to rumble. I think. What do you want to pick here? Basic Forest? Let's do Basic Forest. Blood Moon, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, Guide a Johnny, Guide. Flage does stop the combo if they target the spawn. All right, let's take 2. Just want them to tap out. So they got plenty of energy. Too many blades. I think I just want another land. I think what I want to try to do to clear the way for the my brood scales is to go next turn Blade of the Bloodchief, equip, sack my spawn token, puts a counter on the Ballista, kill the Amped Raptor, puts another counter on the Ballista, and then like kind of grind a little bit here to try to get some removal spells out of their hand. And then if they tap out for Flage, interesting. So I cannot win the game this turn, but I can make infinite mana, infinite power, just infinite colorless mana, so I can't play my second brood scale, unfortunately. We do want to get this just up to like a 2020. Okay, and if you want to concede, you can. So we're on the draw in the blind. Let me give this one a go. Yeah, 5-0 with Edgar Charmed Groom. Hold to 5, Stomping Ground, go. Could be Storm. It's going to lead on the Blade. I need to blow my nose again, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna kill their talisman. If they go like Ugin's Labyrinth, it's obviously pretty awkward. That's the new started actual one. Like, yeah, we actually 5-0'd a league with what I was calling Vampire Pox. It was a vampire smallpox deck, and we did 5-0 a league with it during the start of our like trophy race season. It was fun. Okay, I don't think I want to construct here. It's stirrings. Maybe just play all 3 spells. So there's a brood scale. I think I just want to cast this so that if my opponent taps out for ring, we can punish them by making infinite wide spawns in addition to the infinite mana, infinite power. Potentially also sack a canopy, digging for a ballista. But I just want to make them tapping out for a ring, not being not that effective of a line. Cool. So yeah, we really don't need to make anything off the Saga because we have infinite mana, infinite tokens, and this is the trick, is to double equip Blade of the Bloodchief. So let's go. Equip, adapt. I'm gonna end up. So it's always infinite mana, but this makes your spawns infinitely big too. It's a little bit weird. But I want to do it this way so that I can sack the canopy to look for a Walking Ballista. So now we'll just go equip here. Not sure exactly how fast this combo is. Like, we could play out the Hardened Scales, which would make it potentially a bit faster, but it just seems like it's clearly better for me to sack the canopy. I find an Agatha Soul Cauldron, this lets me get rid of their Ring, Talisman, and Haywire Mite, which is actually beautiful. This was probably the most fun top deck. Because what we get to do now is we get to go Haywire Mite onto the spawn token. Then we get to equip. I guess we'll just do this first. So exile here. No green mana, says some chatter. Wait, how are you activating Haywire Mite with no green mana? I don't know. Okay, so then let's go equip a blade onto a spawn. Sacrifice a spawn. Put counters on the token. Equip onto a different spawn. Put a counter on the spawn. Oh, sorry, I forgot to sack for the ability. Ooh, what a turn. I'm confused. How do you activate with Cauldron lets you activate abilities as though you had mana of any color. Okay, so let's just get like 3 20 power creatures, then pass the turn. Dude, the Cauldron was such a sweet draw there. This is like the most fun turn I've had in months, maybe. Opponent's also confused. Screenshot worthy? I don't think so. I mean, it's just kind of like a normal-ish turn with this archetype. Muse of the 14 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate ya. So we have rings in our deck. They have rings in their deck. Don't really want to be casting the ring against them. I kind of want to board my rings out. I want to play a Welding Jar. I want to play 1 Needle, and I want to bring in extra mites, and I want to probably cut the Shadowspear. Why can't Broodscale attack? They have a protection from everything from the ring. We just exiled their ring and their Talisman and their Sprawl. Yeah, I think this looks fine. Yeah, I don't really like to have a ring against Eldrazi. Oh, they say this is 61. So we should make a cut. Maybe trim a Witness. Yeah, they're gonna have like a lot of Kozilek's returns. Trimming Witness is probably okay. I'm not sure I understand the blade on spawns before sacking. You need to put blade on spawn so it gets a counter so you can activate Agatha's Soul Cauldron for it. This ain't, we're at the draw. Were we playing 22 or 23 lands? We're playing 22, including the repasts. Could you play this less Sounds Ring? Yeah, you could. I think some rings are good to dig for and slam. So like in these combo decks, your opponent holds up interaction, you just slam the ring. It's really nice. Okay, so population size 53, sample size 2, successes in population 21, successes 1. So we're 64% to hit a land. We also have stirrings. So I'm actually going to up these successes to 25. 72. Yeah, 72 is a keep for me. That's a keep for me. Scales is mostly for the non-combo Ballista plan. Yes, and then also like it synergizes with a lot of cards in the deck. You also get to like Scales plus Blade on Ballista, like it just kind of goes pretty crazy. It's good with Agatha Soul Cauldron. It makes your Repast better. It makes your Evolution Witness better. It makes your like sometimes you just play Broodscale, adapt. It's a 4/4, make a spawn. Like I think the Scales are still good cards in this deck, like despite not being as good in this deck as they are in traditional Hardened Scales. I think they give you like a good plan B. what is calculating for you? It pulls up this hypergeometric calculator so you can do the math on your keeps like this. Oh, I see. A cap. Did you mistake scales for stirrings? No, I'm counting. So I was doing calculators on our chances to draw a second land, and I decided to add ancient stirrings to good top decks here that would get us out of this. Did I see raise the repast from spoilers? Is that the one that returns all creatures mana value 2 or less from the graveyard to play? I saw that one, yeah. Okay, I'm not going to try to needle there, Misty. Do not Trinisphere me. Thank you. And this is actually very funny that we drew this, and after we put it into the calculation, and we kept because of it, and then that's what happened. I'm going to needle the One Ring. I guess I should have played Jar first, huh? It's a Force of Vigor. So there is a Karn the Great Crater, a Sprawl Devourer, and another Rumble. Not happy to see this one. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be very unhappy if they imprint and play it this turn. That would have been a nightmare. Let's try to hit a green source and play Broodscale. That is what we get to do. We also get a Ballista in the graveyard for a future Agatha Soul Cauldron. The problem, of course, is that they can play Karn with the blocker. They can go Karn minus Chump, and then we'll see what they do. Hopefully no Dismember. Kozilek's Return, okay. I've not seen many Karns lately. Kind of weird to run into it. None of the Eldrazi decks play a lot of forces. I mean, I agree. They can play. They do have a lot of green cards. But we should just at least play around it. I don't think these decks play Karn very often either. Grab a Haywire Mite. So it's good that this can threaten to make the Broodscale a 4-power creature. It's bad that my opponent's probably going to grab a ring, play a ring, block the Broodscale, sack the Mite on my Needle, tap the ring, draw 3 cards, win the game. The card talking about they can deal with the Johnny, the Devourer of Hope, the 3/4. Okay, they do target the ring. Oh, this becomes a 5/5. Are they going to plus on the ring? Game 3. Game 3. Yeah, Thief of Existence, sorry. Alright, seeing they're on Might, I'm going to board out the jar. Cross my fingers. I like our decision to board out our rings. On the play. Let's keep. We have potentially a turn 4 kill with Blade, Witness, Ballista. Opponent's on a mulligan to 6. What are the other 4 copies of scales? Brood scale. Brood 8 scale. So 2 Sprawls and an Emrakul. Ugin's Lab. Probably imprint the Devourer. They do. Is it a turn 2 ring on a mulligan to 6? Hopefully not. Gotta take the forest. We do have a bunch of Haywire Mites in the deck, so if they do play a ring, we could try to Stirrings for a Mite, I guess. Second Ugin's Lab, imprints again. Plays a Karn. Minuses. Yeah, tough to beat turn 2 Karn. They find a Haywire Mite. So I think I want to cast my Zabaz so that If my opponent minuses Karn for a ring, I can kill the Karn. They instead choose Walking Ballista, which they can X equals 3. A nightmare after nightmare. Okay. So we draw a land, and they are out of gas. We could be in good shape. Okay, I draw a pretty good land too. Is it better to play 2/1/1 ballistas or 1/2/2 ballista? I'm not going to beat a Kozilek's. I'm not going to plan to beat a Kozilek's command. One is better against Dismember. What do you think of the flip grist here? It has death touch, you give Ballista ability, go crazy. You need to play Wolf alongside it. I mean, you need more than just Young Wolf as an enabler. You also need like sack outlets for Young Wolf. It's just we're talking about a very different deck. I don't know. I think I want to go 2/1/1s. This way, if they do just have Dismember, we get to hit the Karn for 1 and we still get to play the game. Either way, they have Tick on Talisman. That's true, yeah. It's a Devourer. World Breaker? You're kidding. Okay, some games are winnable, huh? Some games, not so much. They go after the Saga, not too surprising. So I got Needle, Karn the Great Creator, potentially. Seems like a better thing to grab than any of the other cards here. All right, I don't know. We're fighting. I just okay. Winnable again. Maybe I'm gonna Needle Karn, I guess, and then we're gonna keep playing this game. Stop! Stop! Please give me a break. Please give me a break. I guess it's tough. They've been missing land drops. Okay, they rumble into Cityscape Leveler, Sowing Mycospawn, or Misty Rainforest. Thankfully, they can't put the Kozilek's command into their hand. I'm still standing after all these turns. How's Rakdos Arcanist against these style Eldrazi decks? I think it's one of your worst matchups, but like we were playing a bunch of Charmals on the board, but it's just like it didn't feel like they were giving us enough percentage points for like what's still not that popular of a deck. You run into it every so often. It's, you know, not that unpopular. Because they have a Mycospawn that they can kick. Oh my goodness. Oh. Sorry, what did they put in their hand? They cast Rumble, they chose Misty Rainforest. Okay, so if we draw Revitalizing Repast, we can get this card off the board. Damn it. Also, they can just Emrakul me next turn. This in hand for, yeah. Oh no, they need a land, actually. That's a land. I tried. That was not a very winnable game. 4-1 prediction going. I'm going to keep this on the draw. Yeah, we did see the new Lava Spike. My opponent suspends Lotus Bloom, so it looks like we have a rematch against Blue Belcher. We did beat them earlier. So I need to play Saga turn 1 so that I can get Blade of the Blood. So Saga turn 1, Broodscale turn 2 to try to kill them turn 3. So much Belcher did. What the fuck? Belcher's like the best deck in Modern, I think. It's like even though it has some weaknesses, just as a pile of counter spells, in addition to being a pretty fast combo, and it just has like a solid Boros matchup. I think Belcher could be not the best deck in Modern pretty quickly if people really wanted to like Bite it. Okay, we don't lose to this archaeologist because we just have the Shadowspear. So right now we're hoping to draw a land because right now my combo starter is Revitalizing Repast. So I grab Blade. Maybe I should have just cast this before the Saga trigger resolves so they wouldn't know what's going on. Nice. So now we win. Unless they have Snapback. In a weird way, this was Ancient Tomb. I don't know if I'm going to articulate further on that, but this was because it was 2 mana effectively. Instead of spending 2 mana to adapt, we went 1 mana to put a counter. Yeah, Snapback is legal. Yeah, we have no main deck Needle because we're also a 1-ring deck. So like typically, if you have the ring in your main deck, I don't like to main deck Needle. We have 2 in the sideboard. I think you needed to equip before we pass, so Flare would trigger it. Oh, cool. Yeah. Damn. Okay. Nice. Sick. Yeah, but these decks actually played Snapback in like the earlier drafts too. How do you beat this? Combo faster they do? Yeah, yeah. You can Needle them, Boseiju them, Haywire Mite them in this deck. We are going to win this game. I don't know if my opponent just, like, if they don't realize I can just do this. Snapback seems criminally underplayed. I don't know. I kind of think it's not very good. I'd rather just play, like, the, turn you into a toy, the O2 no abilities. Okay. So we're up a game. Bringing in these. Cutting the 1-rings. I just won with Shadowspear. We retire Shadowspear. Maybe I want to bring in Dismember for Tamashi. Tamashi just is so scary. You know, I think we should actually trim on scales in this matchup because we just don't care as much about like the fair plan. No mere Scrappling, you change that, I guess so. I see people play Scrappling in this archetype. Could it be better than Zabaz? I suppose. To me that card looks quite bad. I think I'm gonna mulligan this one. Not even very excited about it if we do draw land. So general rule of thumb, I think, if they do suspend Lotus Bloom, which our opponent has done, you want to play Saga turn 1 so your Needle can come down before their Belcher comes down. And if they don't suspend Bloom turn 1, you can afford to wait until turn 2 for your Urza Saga. They reveal a Sink into the Stupor. So now I'm a bit worried, I guess, that my opponent is going to just bounce my Needle, untap Belcher me. Belcher is the best deck in Modern. How depressing. I think it's very refreshing that there seems to be a new best deck in the format after like a month of Boros being very dominant. I think I'm pretty happy that we have a new top dog. Especially because I think the deck is pretty beatable. So my opponent does have Flare. The thing is, if they Flare to counter my Ballista, then it doesn't. Then the triggers the Blade, which grows the Ballista, which they might miss. So what they might do is block here. I Repast, they Flare, and then this grows. So this is bad against Shoal, I guess. I'm learning. And also, if this just happens, this is fine. A new best deck is great, just sad it's so many counters. I don't know. I'm just kind of refreshed that there is a new best deck. Boros could be knocked down a peg. We have a metagame evolution before the ban in December. I just can't be too upset. Have you seen the statement from Jim Davis that the One Ring reached more than 50% of presence in decks? I did not see that come off the desk of Jim Davis. I'm aware Ring is very popular. Ring is very good. I know. Thank you for letting me know. And I guess I want that back. And I'm not going to kill the archaeologist. Kind of interesting that they're not saving this for my Pithing Needle. What is that? That says that they have a Tamashi in their hand. Am I still participating in the mocks? Yeah, it's in about a month. Should Belcher be playing the Ring? No, I think it's way too high in the curve. Like, you can't really play 8 4-drops at this deck. Modest, thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well today, my friend. My opponent puts a Sink into the Stupor into their hand. So I'm kind of imagining, are they going to flare my Ballista? Does Ring worth be banned? I don't know. I'm not in charge of this. I've actually never given it any thought. I'll think about it and get back to you tomorrow. Okay, so now we bait, and so we can try to resolve Needle on Tamashi. Do they not have Flare of Denial in their hand? Did they not put that into their hand off the first one? What am I missing? Yeah, they do have a Flare of Denial. Okay, I mean, let's see what happens. Maybe they just don't think about me needling Tamashi. They think second needle is redundant, but they would still need to deal with the first one. Yeah, Echoing Truth, or even worse, Hercule's Recall. Oh no. So they bounce the needle on Tamashi. They have enough mana to pick up the Sink into the Stupor. Cast the Sink into the Stupor of my needle, cast Belcher, activate Belcher. That's 10. They need 10 mana. They have 3 plus 6, that's 9. So if they haven't played a land this turn, they have enough. If they have played their land, then they don't have enough. I think that they have not played their land yet. Yeah, they've not played their land. So we'll see if they have the Belcher. Tamashi, like, picking up the MDFCs and then giving you a lot of mana to cast them is just so cool. I don't think we've seen Belcher, so just make sure. Oh, they don't have enough mana to whir Sink and the Needle, but maybe they have something else. What was the old Tamashi combo I brewed? I don't think I ever built a good Tamashi combo like back in the day that they just had. They also have Into the Floodball. Let's see what their build looks like before we concede. Back in the day, Nasiv was working really hard on Tamashi, and he had like this like 4-color kind of Omnath style build. And I was pretty interested in Tamashi alongside Goblin Engineer, and Recommission, and like I like that Recommission got back Lotus, it got back Engineer, got back Tamashi. I was pretty interested. In what's that card? Kyla's Reconstruction. So you could Kyla's Reconstruction into Lotus Tamashi, Goblin Engineer potentially. Sometime you could also get Imperial Recruiter, which got both. Let's give this one a go. And you could also like use your Lotus Blooms to cast a big Kylo's Reconstruction. That was kind of the idea. And then we also had a Tamashi build that was in on Amulet of Vigor, and then the Artifact Bounce Lands. And what was the other card? It's like a really weird one. There's an artifact there's an enchantment that lets you return an artifact with mana value 1 or 0 from your graveyard to play. At the cost of you discarding a land, I think. So I think if you had Amulet of Vigor in this card, you could like loop your Artifact Bounce lands and generate mana. Yeah, and then Recruiter could also get Cultivate. That was the thing also with that build. Recruiter could also get Cultivated Colossus, because what you would do is you would bounce enough lands where Colossus would have like 1 or 2 power or 0 power in your deck, and then you would just be able to Recruiter for Cultivated Colossus and then cast it in that other build. Pretty fun. Let's take the Broodscale, I think. My friend blames you for owning a place at a Wargate. Okay, I don't think I've ever registered Wargate, so it probably confusing me with Nassif. Which is, I'd be happy to be confused with Nassif. But I can actually look. I think I've never registered Wargate on this channel. 0 out of 2042. Yeah, it's okay. I'm just, well, I could not steal Nassif's Valor. You give off big Wargate vibes. Honestly, that's an insult. I'm sorry that I give off Wargate vibes. I'll do better. There's another timeline where I also remember Spike playing Wargate. I feel pretty confident I never have, but we may be like Mandela affected. You never know. Yeah, Nassif definitely played Wargate in his Tamashi builds. Let's see if we find a needle or a blade. That is one of those cards. Let's see if they counterspell this. I certainly blame you for owning 4 times the 4 manufacturer. Yeah. That's fair. I'll take that one. Is Veil of Summer a consideration in the sideboard? Yeah, you could play Veil. Sure. Okay. Cancel. So what I think I want to do is cast Agatha's Soul Cauldron. And then hopefully this doesn't get shoaled. But what I can do is I can put a counter on the Broodscale, make a spawn, and I can sack that spawn to kill their Lotus Bloom and their upkeep here. Since I don't need green mana for Haywire Mite anymore, thanks to Agatha's Soul Cauldron's ability. But Tamio safekeeping in the sideboard similar to Scales. The thing is, we just get the main deck 4 of these, so like that kind of effect seems worse. I've also always been a big Tamio safekeeping hater. I basically never played it. I played Tormod's Crypt sometimes, and I would usually play Ring if I wanted like an anti removal card. I would play Ring. And this is, and obviously like safekeeping has text on it, but I've never been a big fan. So if they have a Whir plus untapped land plus Belcher, they get me. If they have Tamashi, they could get me. Tamashi plus untapped land. Is the hardest part of playing this deck. Having admit Saga is good right now. I mean, Saga's better than it was. I've been playing a lot more Sagas the last like 3 weeks because people are off Wrath the Skies. I'm still not very interested in Saga as like a mid-range card, like a lot of people always want me to play it as. Yeah, Saga's fine. Right, 4 cards in their hand. Yeah, I actually really like playing against Belcher. I think these games are all really good. Time to start playing Mind Funeral on sideboards. Yeah, Mind Funeral, Mind Grind, Balustrade Spy, these kind of cards. I feel like I don't need to really worry about Belcher so much. Because I just have Haywire Mite under the Agatha Soul Cauldron. Wait, can opponents still go off? They could go off this turn if they have a Tamashi. We can die this turn. Their deck is very good, very, very good. Hell Solterek, better off stream than on, I tell you what. So I'm gonna get another blade. And then I would love for them to Flare of Denial this. Flare of Denial, Flare of Denial, Flare of Denial. Oh. Let's go. I'll take a concession. Okay, cool. Okay, so this was our first draft, first league. We 4-1, losing a really rough game 3 against that Eldrazi deck where they went turn 2 card, Haymaker, 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 Haymaker. Obviously not that dissimilar from Matt's like first draft, and now he's kind of moved on to like the Eldrazi stuff. So like, and the Eldrazi stuff might be better. I haven't really explored this archetype too much, but Witness was really fun. Witness was really fun. I feel like the Scales angle is pretty cool too. But Kozilek's command is also very nice. Any chances can be considered for challenge? I mean, the Rakdos deck has just been too insane. We have to